Peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings. Welcome back. I welcome you all, and I want to see if anything is unclear about the section we covered before the Maghrib prayer regarding creating sessions. If you have any questions, let me know. Now let's move to the second part. We just covered the section on creating a session. We also touched on extracting reports, and we will revisit that. The part we have now is managing the session from within. When we are present live, it involves interaction between the teacher and the students. The second part that we will look at together now is about managing the session. We have just seen the section on creating a session. We also went over extracting reports, and we will talk about that again. Now, the part we have in front of us is managing the session from within. When we are present live, it involves interaction between the teacher and the students. You all enter any of the sessions and join the session. After joining, the session opens, as you see. The part we have in front of us now is managing the session. Managing the session from within, when we are present live, involves interaction between the teacher and the students. As you can see, you all enter any of the sessions and join the session. After you join, the session opens up for you in the way you see it now. The first thing that concerns us here is the language. You enter any of the sessions and join the session. After joining, the session opens as you see fit. This opens the session as you see fit. The first important thing that concerns us here is language. The language. Inside the station or inside the session here, maybe Arabic or English. How can I change the language automatically? I can change the language from something called my settings. If you all can see from my settings, I can change the language. I click on my settings and then I have it here. All right, I'm clicking here on my settings. Is the screen clear for you? Is the screen clear for everyone? In my settings, I choose this gear icon. All right, I select this gear icon. And then when I click on my settings, 3 settings appear, as you can see: audio and video settings, announcement settings, and session settings. What concerns us right now is the session settings for the language. We can change the language from the session settings. I go to the session settings and you'll see there is something called default language. From here you can choose English or Arabic. Right now I have it set to Arabic with options like gallery view and enable for all in Arabic. Some might say, no, I want it in English, so I select English. You will see that the language has changed to English, and now I have gallery view and default language in English. I return to the default language and select Arabic, and it will switch back to Arabic. So the first thing that concerns me here when I enter is to set the language to either Arabic or English based on your need. Some might say, no, I want it in English, so I select English as the default language. I then select Arabic to switch back. Set the language to Arabic or English. 3 icons marked in red, 3 stacked lines. Here I can start recording if I want to record. I switch to English, and now I have gallery view and default language in English. I come back to the same place in the default language and select Arabic, and it will switch to Arabic. So the first thing that concerns me when I enter is to set the language to either Arabic or English, depending on your needs for this part. Also, an important thing is this shape with the 3 icons that I marked in red, 3 straight lines stacked on top of each other. Through these, as soon as I enter here, the first thing I can do is something called start recording, if I want to record. But before I start recording, I need to make sure. Also, an important thing is this shape, with the 3 icons that I marked in red, 3 straight lines stacked on top of each other. Through these, as soon as I enter here, the first thing I can do is something called start recording, if I want to record. But before I start recording, I need to make sure that my microphone is working. I need to check that my microphone is functioning before I hit start recording. So, where can I access the microphone settings? You can see here this icon, which is the microphone symbol. If I press this microphone icon, you will see that its frame is green now. But before I register, I have to make sure my microphone is working properly, and I need to make absolutely sure of that before I start recording thoroughly. So, where exactly can I access the microphone? You can see this icon right over here. This is clearly the microphone symbol. If I press this microphone icon, you can see that its frame is green right now at this moment. And inside it, there is a white sound frequency. Right now, I'm going to turn it off so my voice won't be heard by you, but I'll just point with the mouse so you can see what it looks like when the microphone is off. Now, you all saw its appearance with a slash mark or a tilted line, which indicates that it was off. When we press it, it shows with a green frame and a white color inside. This is a sign that while you're speaking into the microphone, the white color acts like sound vibrations. You can see it going up and down. Do you see it? Now, you'll find that the microphone, the white color here indicates that it's working and there should be sound vibrations. Do you see when I stop talking, the white color decreases in sound frequency? When I speak, my voice continues. Now this part here can have issues. Some people face problems saying, I have an issue with the microphone. I'm talking and the students can't hear me. So what's the problem? Is it with the system? No. The more important part for you is, are all the students in the class present with you not hearing you or not? You need to ask yourself that question first. You must ask this question first. Are all the students in the class not hearing me? If some can hear me and some can't, then the problem isn't with me. The problem is with those who can't hear me, because some can hear me, logically speaking. People say, I have a microphone problem. I'm talking and students can't hear me. What's the issue? Is it the system? No. The key is, are all students not hearing you? If some hear and some don't, the issue isn't you. It's those who can't hear. If no one hears, the problem is with you. Enter, press, and activate the microphone. If your voice isn't heard, what should you do? Everyone needs to pay attention. Ask, are all the students in the class present not hearing? If some can hear me, the issue is with those who can't, since some can. If no one can, the issue is with me. As I enter, I must activate the microphone. Assume I activated it, but my voice isn't through. What now? You all need to pay attention. See me pointing here, zooming in. See this lock icon? Press it when. Open it inside the session. In the session, if you open it, notice. It's showing me here. If you can't hear, the problem is with me. When I enter, I must press the microphone. Now let's assume I pressed the microphone, but my voice isn't heard. What should I do? See me pointing? I'm pointing here and zooming in. Press it only when. Open it in the session. See it with me? The microphone must be activated as you see. If I press it now, what happens? Pressing it won't activate it. Sound will be lost. Ensure the microphone is activated and working. I'm pointing here and zooming in. Do you see this symbol, which is the lock icon? You should only press it. When? You should open this icon when we are inside the session, while we are in the session. If you open this icon, you will notice. Do you see it with me? Do you see it with me? It's showing me here, the camera, the microphone, the sound, right? What matters to me here is that the microphone must be activated just like you see it. So if I press it now, what will happen? If I press this microphone, it won't be activated and the sound will be lost. So I must ensure that the microphone is activated and working from this part. This is important for me. Now, there's also another place where we can make sure that we allow the virtual classrooms or the virtual class to use the microphone. There's also another place where we can make sure that we allow the virtual classrooms or the virtual class to use the microphone. The problem usually lies in what? It's in the browser that you're using, like Chrome, for example. It uses the microphone. The issue is often with the browser, like Chrome. Does it ask for permission to use the microphone? Allow it in the browser's settings. Go to Settings and enable the microphone. I need your permission to allow the virtual classroom to use this laptop's microphone. Should we give permission to the browser? All right. The browser is asking, do you allow? Do you allow? The browser is asking if you permit the virtual classroom tool to use the microphone. You can use the microphone here. Here, this must happen from the browser's settings itself. So, if you come now and click on those three dots, do you see those three dots? Open those three dots, and you'll find something called Settings. Do you see those settings? Those are the browser's settings, and you need to go to the browser's settings. All right? When you open it, you'll select something called Privacy and Security. what do you choose? Privacy and security. We're currently talking about the Chrome browser. We'll select privacy and security, all right? Then we'll scroll down to choose site settings. Site settings is where we can control the camera, the microphone, and these matters. We'll select site settings and then we'll scroll down. You see permissions. So I have the camera and the microphone here. If I open the microphone, it will show me the program for the virtual classrooms. Press this to see the microphone. This shows microphone properties. I selected allow for the microphone, so it works. Now, there are other options. There's block. You might have set something to block unintentionally. Check if the microphone is blocked. If it is, select allow. When we select allow, it works. The same idea applies to the camera. Set the camera to allow. Set the camera to block unless. If you come here and press this, it will show you the microphone. This microphone will give you a set of properties. Do you allow it? I have selected allow for the microphone, meaning I have chosen for the microphone to work. Now, there are other options. There's something called block. So you might have set something to block without realizing it. So we need to go into these settings and check if the microphone is blocked. If it is, what do? We select allow. When we select allow, it will work for us without any issues. The same idea applies to the camera. For the camera, we will also set it to allow. It's best for the camera that you set it to block, unless if you're sure you need it and you're using it without any problems, then we set it to allow. Now, what does the automatic request mean? The automatic request means that every time you open the lecture or the virtual classroom, a message will pop up from the browser. It will show you two messages in a row. Are you listening using the microphone? You can say yes or no, depending on your language. Then you'll get the next message. Do you allow the use of the camera? You can say yes or no, depending on your needs. But regarding the camera, please, if you don't need it, don't turn it on, or you can put a sticker over the camera that's located at the top of your laptop screen. If you're sure you need it and you're using it without any issues, then we set it to allow. So what does the term automatic request mean? The automatic request means that every time you open the lecture or the virtual classroom, a message will pop up from the browser. It will show you two messages in a row. Are you listening using the microphone? You can say yes or no, depending on your language. Then you'll get the next message. Do you allow the use of the camera? You can say yes or no, depending on your needs. But regarding the camera, please, if you don't need it, don't turn it on, or you can put a sticker over the camera that's located at the top of your laptop screen. Then you'll get the next message asking if you allow the use of the camera. You can say yes or no, depending on your needs. But regarding the camera, please, if you don't need it, don't turn it on. Or you can put a sticker over the camera that's located at the top of your laptop screen. Okay, need oil. Especially for the female students or the female teachers, they should take this sticker and place it over the camera. Even if the camera is on and they don't pay attention, this sticker will prevent anything from being seen through the camera. This is regarding the settings that I want you to be mindful of.